What would you do differently if you started again? Was there a mistake you made for a long time or something you did wrong for a long time? A plateau you hit that you couldn't quite break through?
Get some fucking coaching. I mean, I did try to be fair when I started, like looking for mentors or coaching. I just couldn't find anything. Um, but yeah, I mean, I would save so much fucking time if I had me going back and teaching me, right? Like, I'd save years of my life. And a lot of frustration. I mean, I'm glad I kind of went through it now because it does help with coaching. Like, it does help knowing that, okay, I went through a lot of these fucking sticking points the long way. Okay. Like, I understand them quite deeply. But yeah, that's like, if I could go back and change one thing, Jesus, I'd say so much. I'd just get some coaching of someone that knew what they were talking about. So that would be the biggest thing for me. Other than that, um, I mean, there's so many mistakes I made from like spending way too long with AA and not pushing through that to not understanding what actually built attraction. Also worried about what I was saying. We spoke about this earlier instead of like how to say it. Not understanding sexual value was a big early mistake. So there's so many fucking things, like every sticking point. But for anyone like asking that question, I guess it comes from a place of what mistakes should I avoid? And that would be trying to like waste so much time doing this shit yourself. Like get mentoring, get coaching, even if it's just like, even if you can't afford it, have some wings and just have them give you perspectives, like some things you can improve because they probably have even like a rough idea. But yeah, just that feedback is insanely useful. So go and get it. Mike, what are
Uh,
your thoughts?
yeah, for me, I wouldn't change a whole lot in terms of game, but I would say if I could redo my 20s over again, number one, I think I should have studied computer science instead of chemical engineering. Just seeing so many of my students like do computer
Typical
science
Asian answer.
coming out of college, making 300K a year, working at Google, working fully remote, and they just like move wherever the fuck they want, and then game, and they work 3 hours a day. I think that would have made more sense. But for me, after I finished my school, I ended up working in Temecula. I don't know if you guys are familiar. It's in Southern California, kind of between LA, Riverside, and San Diego. It's like this middle of nowhere. It's like the desert. Small town, 100,000 people. It's basically all the people that work in San Diego but couldn't afford multi-million dollar houses, so they live an hour north. It's just all like Latina moms and fucking desert, and there's like a mall. So dating scene was not very good. So yeah, every single weekend when I had to go out, I had to drive like 70 miles to San Diego, and pulling was kind of hard. I mean, imagine pulling a girl. I remember one time we pulled and she was like, "Are we there yet?" And I'm just like, "Oh, it's another 10 minutes." And then another 10 minutes. So like pulling it. Okay, so I
How
drove
far
from
away
San
was
Diego
it?
70 miles. So it's like 100 kilometers.
Oh,
So
Damn.
I
So
had
it's
pulled
like
her
an hour
up
and a
holy
half or something?
fuck.
an hour and 10 minutes to my house. And then the next day I had to like drive her down again and then back. So it's 210 miles for a pull. I'm just like, this,
Yeah, man,
this is
that's
too much.
tough. Yeah, I
But
used to do like 40, 50 minutes, man. It's that
yeah,
are we there yet question is fucking annoying to hear. Jesus.
yeah. On the flip side, I think it really helped me hone in on my verbals because shit, if I can't pull, might as well just stay for interesting conversations. But yeah, as far as like other than city and career choice, I'm pretty happy with my growth curve for game because I did have a mentor, and I would say within 2 years I got to the level that I was happy with. Um, yeah, that's basically it. I think when you make more money, it's just a lot easier to progress. Like make more money and then spend that 10% of your salary and just get the experts and short circuit your life. Because I think for most guys, you're only going to get good at one or two really like become a subject matter expert at a few things, right? Just get good at your career or one thing that you're just exceptional at, make a fuck ton of money, and then outsource the learning for whatever else. And just have an expert come in and download their decades worth of knowledge. I think that's always the way to go, in my opinion.
Yeah,
For
nice.
sure.